Hi, want to create this stunning luxury 3D text effect in Photoshop in just a few simple steps? I'll show you how to make it pop with a gem-like look. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, you'll love how easy this technique is. And stick around for a bonus tip at the end to take it to the next level. Let's jump in. First, create a new document. Give it a name. Set the dimensions to 1920 by 1080 pixels and the resolution to 300 pixels per inch. Set the color mode to RGB at 8-bit and the color profile to working RGB and click Create. Add a solid color layer and fill it with one A030B. Remove the default background. If you want to change the background color, click the Color Fill Layers icon and change the color as you desire. Add a solid color layer again and fill it with white. Then go to Filter, Noise, Add Noise. Set the amount to 35, set the distribution to uniform, and click OK. Change the blend mode to soft light with 70% opacity. Select both layers, group them, and change the group name to background. Now, we are going to create the luxury 3D text effect. Activate the type tool, use the Great Vibes font, or you might want to use any other font you'd like for your project. Set the font size to 150 points, start typing your text, and confirm. Select all, activate the Move tool, center the text, and deselect. Convert the text layer to a smart object. Add a bevel and emboss style, and apply these settings. Feel free to adjust the settings to fit the type and size of your text. Then, add a stroke style and follow these settings. Use a gradient for the stroke style and use 2 colors with 9 transitions, like in this example. The first color is white, and set the color stop at location 0. The second color is A39 EBA, and set the color stop at location 11. For the third color stop, set the color to white at location 22. For the fourth color stop, set the color back to A39 EBA at location 33, and so on. So the color stops would be 10 with 2 colors that repeatedly change at each color stop until the last color stop. Make sure the first and last opacity stops are set to 100%. Once you are done, click OK to confirm the changes. Then add a gradient overlay and apply these exact settings. For the gradient colors, set the first color stop to 8F1C47 at location 25, and set the second color stop to B01185 at location 75. Make sure the first and last opacity stops are set to 100%. Then click OK to confirm. Then, activate the outer glow and apply these values to the settings. Or, you might want to adjust the glowing intensity to fit your desired outer glow effect for your project. Add an inner glow with white for the color if you want the light to be something like passing through the inside of the text. Apply these settings. The soft light blend mode will give a gem-like effect. The last style is drop shadow with black for the color, and apply these settings. Usually, the blend mode for drop shadow is multiply, but because we want to create a 3D text effect, the tip is to use the soft light blend mode to create a little shadow intensity before adding the extrusion effect. We will also add drop shadow for the extrusion later, so drop shadow with the soft light blend mode specifically for the text surface is a more appropriate trick. Now, rename the text layer to FX, duplicate it, and rename the duplicate to Extrusion 1. Expand the Styles dropdown and remove Inner Glow, Gradient Overlay, Outer Glow, and Drop Shadow. Place the duplicate below the FX layer. Then make a group and put the Extrusion 1 layer into the group. Now, select the Extrusion 1 layer, duplicate, free transform, maintain the aspect ratio. Press the down arrow key once and the left arrow key once. Reduce the size to 99.80% and confirm. Rename the duplicate to Extrusion 2. Duplicate the Extrusion 2 layer. Free transform. Press the down arrow key once and the left arrow key once. Reduce the size to 99.60% and confirm. Rename the duplicate to Extrusion 3. Duplicate the Extrusion 3 layer. Free transform. Press the down arrow key once and the left arrow key once and reduce the size to 99.40%. You can also press enter twice to confirm the transform. Rename the duplicate to Extrusion 4. Repeat the same process over and over again until 10 times, or you might want to add more than 10 times depending on the extrusion depth that fits better for your text font type and size. Now select all the extrusion layers. Go up to Layer, Arrange, Reverse. Close the group and rename the group as Extrusion. Add a color overlay style for the group. Set the color to C9C9C9 with 100% opacity and change the blend mode to multiply. Add a drop shadow. Set the color to black. Follow the remaining settings. And confirm. Now, add an empty layer, place it on the top, and activate the brush tool with the lens flare brush preset. If you don't have the lens flare brush, you can create it from scratch by following the tutorial. Visit the tutorial video link in the description of this video. And 100% opacity and flow. Set the foreground color to white. Once your brush is ready, use the square bracket keys to enlarge or minimize the brush size, and click once on a certain area to add the lens flare. Use Free Transform to adjust the flare size if necessary. Make some duplicates, and randomize the positions across the text. Select all the flare layers, change the blend mode to linear dodge, add, press enter, and change the fill amount to 50%. Group them, name the group, and set the opacity to 50%. Now we need to adjust the background highlight so it fits the drop shadow style of the text. To do that, open the background group, add a gradient adjustment layer with black and white preset, change the style to radial, reverse, scale it up to 300%, and confirm. Change the blend mode to overlay and the opacity to 50%. Convert to Smart Object, and rasterize it. Then activate Free Transform and stretch the top handle until the highlight looks proportional to the text's shadow direction. Alt-Shift drag the right handle to the right if you want an even wider highlight. You can also duplicate the highlight layer and adjust the opacity if you want more highlight intensity. Name the highlight layers properly. Then, duplicate the FX layer, place it onto the top, and remove the effects from the duplicate. Change the duplicate name to Placeholder. Then, open the Blending Options dialog box, set the fill opacity to 0, and confirm. So every time you want to change the text, double-click the Placeholder layer's icon to open its container. In the document that opens, change the text. Press Ctrl S to save it, and the text will be updated while keeping the effects intact. Each time you change the text, make sure to adjust the flare's positions. Finally, to save your work as a template for your future project, go to File, Save As, name it, decide the location on your computer, and click Save. That's all for this tutorial. If you enjoy this tutorial, please support this channel by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.